So the question for us tonight is to think about what the COP28 experience has meant, and if there's something that you are taking away home with you. And we're going to start with Sabrina.
Hey guys, I'm Sabrina. I'm a member of the Climate Generation Delegation, and I think one of the biggest takeaways that I'm taking from COP today, or for my entire week here, is how important global citizenship is. I think a lot of times, especially like in my work and my passion about the environment, it's so Minnesota centered, so focused on what I'm seeing my community and other frontline communities face. But it's been really amazing to hear about the work that fellow people have been doing, and the work that people from small islands and Africa and South Asia who have been victims of the climate disaster as a result of the United States and its industrialization, hearing their work and hearing how important my voice and joining them and supporting them in any way I can and making space for them could help mitigate the climate crisis as much as the other work that I've done in the past. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Analyah Schlaeger Dos Santos. I use she, her, and hers pronouns. I'm the Environmental Justice Youth Program Director and International Climate Justice Coordinator with Minnesota Interfaith Power and Light. I'm really honored and excited to be a part of the Climate Generation Delegation. I'm just getting my voice back. This COP, I've actually been spending a lot of time interpreting, which I was not planning for, so it's been taking a lot of a different kind of time and energy. But I would say that for me, this is my third COP, and each one is different, each one is unique in its own way. Consistently, I'm reminded that the primary reason that we're here, yes, is to come up with solutions, which communities have solutions, so we're really just talking about things that some people already know. But it's ultimately to build relationships and to heal relation globally. So the opportunity to build global community has been increasing with every COP that I've attended. But I think that the impact of this COP has really been that folks are starting to see representation grow and increase with this COP especially, but it's feeling like, if I've been with a lot of young folks and a lot of young youth indigenous folks this COP, it's really feeling like, especially for people who are experiencing their first COP, that they're starting to see more representation, but people are also entering COP really confused as to why the solutions that we're fed are not actually being done. So we might be at COP listening to said solutions and meeting folks, which is the main point. But when it comes to negotiations, which I found out today, the real negotiations haven't even started yet. So what we've been seeing have been arguments and focus on text and language, which semantics are everything, and to know that people can come across the world to share their stories, and some are really risking their lives to be in this space and share their stories about what they're experiencing in their communities as it relates to the climate crisis and overlapping crises. It's weird and confusing and disappointing to know that we can be represented in the COP space in the blue zone, but then we're still not represented in negotiations. So when it comes to decision-making processes, community is still not represented the way it needs to be in those spaces. So I think that really needs to shift, and I hope and I think that people are seeing that is an impact of this COP. For me, I really have this idea that I need to be more organized every COP that I go to, but I'm finding that sometime in my personal disorder at COP that I'm able to lean into relationships that I really need to be in. As I mentioned, I've been spending time with a lot of indigenous youth that don't speak English and don't have interpreters. So that still hasn't shifted. There's still not representation for folks that don't speak English, which is consistently disappointing. So I guess, I don't know, I'm all over the place because we're all tired here. These are long days and it's hot here. But I think that the impact for me consistently is that we're here to build relations. And we are, here to share what real solutions are. Because what's happening in the negotiation rooms is a lot of talk about false solutions. And then, if we go back to a country like the United States, which we all will, we go back and we still don't see a lot of the solutions that we need in order to address these crises and the climate crisis in a real time manner. So I've learned a lot so far, and also I'm really working on taking care of myself through this COP, because it's really easy to run around like a chicken with your head cut off and try and get to every meeting all day, and it's just not feasible for everyone. But I think that the impact of this COP, I hope, will be that a different kind of representation in decision-making processes needs to happen, because when we end COP and we go back into our respective places, where do these negotiations get us, and how are we going to be able to communicate what's happening here with our communities, so that folks have hope that if we're in this global stage, that we're addressing real issues. So I have a lot of unanswered questions, I would say, about COP in general, and this is now my third one, so I'm like, maybe I'll learn next year, I don't know. But I also just am really invigorated to go back to the US and continue the push for the acceptance of historic responsibility, because our country is the largest historical emitter, and yet we make a huge profit on continuing these same patterns that have caused the climate crisis. So another impact for me is really just mounting that same pressure within the United States, so that civil society knows we cannot pledge something like pennies on the dollar when the rest of the world is trying and fighting and making space. So I'm just rambling, but that's all.
Hi there, my name is Yvonne Mongare, and I'm one of the Climate Generation COP28 delegates. And I think one of the main things I've taken away from this experience has been that it's so important to uplift the minorities of the world, women, children, indigenous peoples, etc., because I feel like our society as a nation has created a system that oppresses certain people from being able to, attack the climate crisis as they want to, whether it's because of funds or because of powerlessness. So yeah, I think I want to spread that within my local community. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Isavel. Hi, I'm here with Climate Generation, and for me, so far, the COP experience has been one of very much reflection and a lot of humility, to understand the different aspects of it, and how just like coming together from different regions, there's a lot of work to be done consistently, and just a big reminder of like the people that I'm in community with are consistently and always at work with that, and just being able to be open and understanding, and also just like delighting in like the soft spots that we do get to hang out again and talk, and relating to people. It's been the best part, so yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm Erin Sharkey, and I'm part of the Climate Gen delegation as well. And COP was pretty overwhelming for me, and pretty, I have lots of complex emotions happening. Been really happy to be here. I think that the thing I'm taking away is really the importance of connecting this work to our local organizing, and making sure that we are electing folks who will put money behind the commitments that are happening here, and actually like drive further investment in rectifying some of the damage that we've done as Americans. And yeah, so I'm excited to go home and tell people about my experience and think about how I'm using my time before the next election.